adding a first Shadcn component, button. Hi friends, welcome back. In the previous video, we built a clean Next.js, TypeScript, and Tailwind project running inside Docker. Today, we start adding beautiful UI using Shadcn. That is the best way to know what Shadcn is and why it's so important. Think of Shadcn as a copy to own UI system.
Hi, welcome to Techie Talks AI. I'm Sri from Shadcn. On this channel, we showcase hands-on demos and insights into AI automation and no-code tools. We have created several make.com modules to simplify no-code automation for you. Subscribe and join us on this journey into the future of technology.
In Shadcn, we are not connecting any of our application to an external library, etc. Shadcn just copies the component into your application folder. It gives us elegant components, but instead of being trapped in a library like node_modules, the components actually live in our own repo. So we fully control the code. That is the beauty of it. In this video, we will install Shadcn UI, add our very first component, for example, the button, understand where the component files go, import and use the button in our home page, learn how to find and copy usage syntax from the docs, that is Shadcn docs. By the end, we will clearly understand how Shadcn works, and you will have a polished UI button inside your Docker-powered Next app. Let's jump in. Here I'm in the project folder. Remember, if you need the code, please come via the comment section. I will provide the code. Docker compose up --build starts the project 2, this video 2, where we add a button. So here I have my notes. I created this using ChatGPT. After we start the application, we need to start another terminal and execute this command, docker compose exec web. Remember, web is the service that we are starting. We saw it in last video in Docker compose. And then we can execute the command to initialize Shadcn. On this terminal, we have our application running. I will go into another terminal. Okay, I'm into the correct folder and execute Docker compose, and we are inside the container. There, we need to execute npx shadcn at latest and init. Okay. So it will install the Shadcn library in the node_modules folder. So this is one library that we need, but all the components that we install will go into our own app src components folder. It is asking the style, which color would you like to use as the base color, neutral, gray, zinc. I haven't tried zinc, let's see it. It's checking, it is finding Tailwind and updating the Tailwind config.js. Success, initialization completed. You may now add components. Okay, so how do we add a button? We need to execute npx and the name of the component. We will see the component library. But what is important is when you execute this, all it does is it copies the component button code into our folder. So let's copy this command, and we are inside the container. So npx shadcn at latest add button. So it says button.tsx already present. Would you like to overwrite? I'm saying yes. Okay, so see here, component src components UI button tsx has been copied. So if you look at this src components UI button.tsx folder, you will notice that button.tsx has been copied. This is the Shadcn component. And this code stays in our folder, and we have the liberty to make changes. And here we can see the button. So we saw how to install a component, and then we saw how we can see where the component gets copied. Next is we will see how to see the syntax after we execute this add command. The code for the button gets copied to src components UI button.tsx. Then we need to edit our page.tsx and include this import line, import button from components UI button. Then we need to include the code for the button. So here we have added the button code. Now, how do we get this code? That is something we need to know. We need to visit Shadcn website to get the button code. ui.shadcn.com/documentation components button. Here is the demo button. This is the button code that got copied into components folder. And this is how to use the button. Variant outline. So that is an outline button. So here we have the outline button. So button size large. See? So this way you can visit the Shadcn library to see how to use the code and what are the parameters that are available. For example, button loading, spinner. Let's copy the code and put this button. So it's saying can't resolve spinner. Okay, see here, spinner has come. So any additional component that we add, we need to ensure that we execute Shadcn add with that component. So that is it for this short video. Great job. We now have Shadcn installed. We added our first UI component, the button. We located the files Shadcn copies into our project, and we placed the button onto our page. We also saw how to add an additional button, looking at the Shadcn documentation. You are officially using production-grade UI components like modern SaaS apps. In video 3, we'll take this further. We'll add more components like cards, inputs, labels, and I'll show you how to read usage examples directly from the Shadcn documentation. You can build any UI you want. This is where UI Toolbox starts to grow fast. If you are enjoying this series, hit like, subscribe, and let's continue leveling up together. See you in video 3. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Your support really helps. Have ideas or suggestions? Drop them in the comments. Let's build together. At Shogni, we offer expert no-code make.com and Python AI automation consulting with ready-to-use modules to jumpstart your projects. Stay tuned and subscribe for more.